Okay, Mr. Carlos. So after all these calculations, we can agree that you're paying around $316 per month for your utility bill, correct? Yeah, yeah, exactly. And listen, have you noticed your bill increasing over the years that you've been on this property? Yeah, exactly. It has. But would you say those increases have come of you spending more power? No, right? Like you mostly do the same things every day, so why should it increase? Well, thing is, the utility company is been increasing your rate year after year for two reasons. Basically, first, just to keep up with inflation. As you know, inflation is a thing. The economy grows, prices grow, and everything gets a little bit more expensive over the years. And the second reason is utility companies are publicly traded companies, and they need to maximize shareholder value. Um, this means they need to be profitable every year, and actually more profitable than the year before in order to be attractive for their shareholders. So yeah, they will just increase the prices because, as you have also noticed, there is not many utility companies, and you're basically married to the one you have right now. You cannot swap it. So if you don't like their prices, well, it's kind of like tough luck. You just have to pay. And actually, that's one of the main reasons why our customers go solar, which is to get to become price protected from the utility companies. Okay. Mm, would you say being price protected and saving money is a priority for you, and that's why you're interested in looking into solar? Yeah, of course. Mm, speaking of which, there's three ways to go solar. First one is through a lease, which is some sort of like kind of like a loan. The ownership, which is basically you getting a regular loan or cash out of pocket and paying for the system, and the PPA. The PPA, it's called a power purchase agreement, which means you just agree with the solar company to swap bills. So what you will do is just start paying your electrical bill to the solar company instead of the utility company. This will reduce your bill by close to 30% and also will protect you from price increases. Okay. Uh, would you say you're looking on solar because of these reasons? Good, good, good. So let me just, so we can cross out the lease and the ownership, correct? Because you just want to start saving money from day one. Yeah. The thing is, with the ownership, you will not save money from day one because if you get a loan, you will have to be paying for the loan, which with the interest rates that we're having right now, it's those payments are going to be more expensive than your utility bill. So you will not be saving money on that. And if you have the cash sitting around, you will, well, it's going to be a big expenditure, and you will have to wait a few years until you see a return on that investment, which means you will not see the savings until you have fully paid for the money you handled up front. Make sense? Okay. So PPA looks like the wisest choice for you, correct? Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Um, listen, speaking of another stuff of another topic, swapping off the topic, have you experienced any blackouts recently in the last 12 months? And have those blackouts lasted longer than 12 hours? Yeah, yeah, exactly. And would you say like to be protected from those blackouts, because the beauty about solar is that if you opt for a backup battery package, you will be independent from the grid, and your system will be providing the power constantly to your home, and blackouts will not affect you. Obviously, if you opt for this system, savings are not going to be as great, but you will have three benefits on your system. First, you will save money, mm, maybe 10% less than what would you would save with a regular system, regular solar system. But you will be price protected, and you will also be blackout protected. So it's kind of like a trade-off, but you will get the three benefits if you opt for a backup battery package. Uh, to guarantee that you're actually independent from the grid, well, obviously, we will service, maintain, and monitor the the system for the 25 years that you agree to work with us. And also, we will provide a 90% production guarantee. You would be asking, what's that? What is it? Why is it different than the warranty? And I will explain this right now. Our CEO Lynn uh, noticed that it is very important that our customers don't pay two bills when they're working with us. They should not be paying anything to the utility company. They just need to be paying one bill. And that can only happen if their system is producing all the power it is supposed to. So um, let me show you something real quick. So your home is in Altadena, correct? So, look, currently our company has close to 27,000 neighbors running PPAs in Altadena, and as our company is trying to move uh, into becoming a tech company, what we are doing is monitoring and gathering data from all these 27,000 systems that are currently working, and creating programs and optimizing the grids and the systems to make sure that all of these customers get their power as in the best and optimal way as possible, so that we can continue to provide the service and have uh, the best customer satisfaction. Mm, this we can do easily because we are a 100% vertically integrated company, and we take care of every single step of the process in house. Like, we do not subcontract anything. Um, Speaking of which, do you know what subcontracting means? Yeah, exactly. You pay somebody else to do the work. And the problem with that is subcontracting crews just get paid for the job. So the more jobs they do, the more they get paid, and they just move on. And that leads to shoddy workmanship. Also, well, it is very important that you understand, like, we as a company really like for our customers to understand our business model, so that they know why we provide all these benefits. Our business model as a company with PPA is to sell power to the customers. And this is achieved by having the most optimal and best systems in place. Because if your system is failing, we cannot bill you for the power. So, and we're not really interested in selling you the system, just the power that it produces. That's why the company is constantly investing and using tier one rated solar modules. Like, we're always trying to get our hands in the best technology and offer it to our customers to make sure that their their solar production is at optimal levels all the time. Our panels are monocrystalline one silicon cell low profile panels, which basically this means that they are all black, so that they won't look awkward on your roof. They also can absorb light in many directions, so they don't need to be tilting awkwardly on your roof to receive sunlight. And they also have a coating that allows them to clean themselves through wind and rain, preventing dirt to build up and hurting their production efficiency. They also have a degradation factor of only 0.5%. What is, and you will ask, what is a degradation factor? Degradation factor is basically, let's put an example. You see your phone. When you just first bought your phone, you probably noticed that the battery lasted for almost the whole day of you using it. But maybe after a couple of years, you will start to notice that you have to charge it maybe midday in order to reach the end of the day. Well, that's because every electronic device degrades a little bit over time. With solar panels, it's not even close as bad as not even close to a cell phone battery, because it's only 0.5% every year. So panels will still produce almost as much energy as they produced when they were new after 10 or 20 years. Mm, the other very important thing that our panels have is are the microinverters. We use uh, microinverters instead of a regular centralized inverter, which means you can see here, for example, your array of panels. This means that every single panel has its own inverter. An inverter is just the the device that converts the power from direct current to alternate current, which is the standard current you use at your house. Problem with a centralized inverter is that if any panel were to fail, the whole system will be affected, and the production output would be stopped or greatly diminished. Good thing about microinverters is that they're independent. So if one microinverter panel starts failing, the rest of the system will continue to work properly, and there will be the diminishment on the production. It's not going to be that much of a problem. And obviously, our company will take care of the issue and fix it as soon as possible. And the good thing is that with these microinverters, we can, most of the times, like 97% of 97.4% of the times, we can just do a factory reset and fix the issue remotely without even sending the crew. Mm, okay, so you can see that's the way that we can make sure that all these 27,000 customers are well serviced and taken care of, because the only way to fully service all these people is by standing behind our work and making sure every issue is taken care on a brief amount of time. Also, this is achieved, as I said before, by investing in equipment and always being on the vanguard of technology for solar. Uh, that's I can introduce you also as well to the racking system, which is an iron reach or unirack racking system. They are very durable, and most importantly, they minimize roof penetration, because we know as a homeowner, one of your top priorities in life is your house. It's one of your biggest achievements, and you really want your house to be in perfect condition for as long as possible. So that's why we provide a 10-year warranty on the roof where the panels are installed, because we just want to make sure that no issue arises when you decide to start working with us. Mm, do you have any questions about this so far? Okay, great. A question that comes often is, what happens if I move, right? And the good thing is, this program is 100% transferable, and you can also purchase it if you're leaving. You can also purchase it at fair market value. Um, this is to give you the option of whatever makes more sense to you depending on the market conditions. Because sometimes you will say like, okay, if I buy the system, I can maybe increase the price of the home for the new owner, or maybe it doesn't make sense. It will I cannot increase the price as much, so I rather just transfer it to the new homeowner. Also, we give you the option to buy the system after 5 years of usage, even if you're not moving out of the house, in order to just own the system if that's what you like. Does this information make sense to you? Do you have any questions about this? Okay, so everything makes perfect sense, correct? Yeah, thought so. Okay, moving back to your utility bill, like now we can forecast what the solar cost would look like for you. So basically, what we're gonna do here is we can agree that your average monthly usage is close to 856 kilowatt hours, and you will be paying 21 cents per kilowatt hour with the PPA system. Also, if you opt for the backup battery, it's going to be an additional $85 to the bill, resulting in a $264 bill and a 16% saving compared to the utility company that you're currently using. Um, I know we modeled this with 6%, but I've noticed by looking at your past bills that the increase in power it's closer to 9. So to make it more realistic, we would let's just model it with 9%, a constant 9% increase over the years for the utility company. And wait a second. Compared to what the annual increase that you would have with our company. Um, Obviously, you know that we already spoke about inflation, and inflation is close to 3.5% annually for the whole country. So we as a company will only need to guarantee that we are protected against inflation. So that's why we will agree with you in writing that the yearly increase for your bill is just going to be 0.35%. 3.5%. Not it will not vary over the years. It will not matter if uh, national inflation grows beyond this 3.5%. We will have it on writing, and it will be your agreement for the next 25 years. So most importantly, you will be able to know how much you will be paying for power for the next 25 years. There will be no surprises, and you'll be able to budget your personal finances properly. Is there a reason why this wouldn't make sense to you? Like all these savings that you will be making, the price protection that you will be getting, and the grid independence with the backup batteries? Yeah, of course. It makes perfect sense, right?